Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Good as Gold number 36. Today is Thursday, May 31st, and I am OrD. That's O-R-D. You can find me all these beautiful places down below. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all that. Please follow me, like me, whatever, or hate me, but give me some feedback if you do so I know what to improve on. I'm here today casting the finals of number 36 to see who gets the $20 prize and who ends up with the, I think it's $11 prize for second place. With me is Mr.Lefty. Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine. Thanks for having me. All right.
Really quickly, we need to remember that the overlay is not updated. Ignore those names that are up there. That was the semi-finals match where we had Ice Cold going up against Ben Feck. Unfortunately, Ben, the Zerg player, lost but did manage to force it all the way to 3 games. This is the finals, game number 1 on Metalopolis. In the 6 o'clock position, we have our purple Protoss. It is Ice Cold Water.
Yep. And in the, I guess we could say, 8 o'clock position on Metalopolis, also known as close by air to the Protoss, is the green Terran, Why Bro Mad.
So I'm probably just going to call him Y and or Bromad throughout, just so everyone's aware what I'm talking
No, you have
about.
to say his full name.
Every single time, Y Bromad versus Ice Cold Water. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
It'll get tougher. I don't know about you, but every time I say ice cold water, I want to take a drink.
Me too, actually. That is kind of distracting. And I'm out of water, and I only have coffee left, and I didn't want to drink it, but it's happening right now.
So we see a standard going out for Y Bromad. Racks on 13, going to go for the wall off. And actually, Ice Cold, last game we saw him forwards fast expand, or I should say last series we saw him forwards fast expand 3 times. But this time it looks like he's just going to go with a gateway in the base. So it looks pretty standard. Going with a simulator on 15. I think that's normal, 15, 16. Y Bromad is sending out the first scout of the game, so something outside of the 2 players' bases. And it is going to be going close by air, because for those of you who aren't familiar with this, the close by ground position is actually shut off. So that means for Y Bromad, there's only 2 places to scout, where he's scouting now, the 6 o'clock, or at the 3 o'clock position. And so for Ice Cold, it's essentially the same. It'd be he could scout close by air at the 8 o'clock position here, or at the 1 o'clock position here. But we see Y Bromad get in and see everything, see both the simulators have gone down, Cybernetics Core is on its way. Pretty standard stuff. And he's already got his first gas. He's thrown down his factory. I'm guessing with close by air, we might see some kind of Banshee play, as it's pretty typical.
But, definitely laying down a pretty quick factory, but there goes the second simulator or refinery. So perhaps.
Yeah, we could see Cloak Banshees even. Ice Cold is a supply block for just a short time there. Oh, not actually. He's fine. That was really close though. And he's been pretty consistently using his Chrono Boost, getting out a Zealot and then a Sentry. So it doesn't feel like there's going to be any pressure. I'm not really sure why he sent his Zealot to scout close by ground, but maybe he's looking for proxies or something.
Maybe.
Y Bromad is coming to hide his SCV at the 3rd. I think what he's going to want to do is leave this here for a little while and then go back and try to see if Ice Cold's going to take an expansion, which he has just gone ahead and thrown down. It's a little risky, 1 gate FE, but if he follows it up with a standard 2 more gates in a robo with an Immortal, he should be alright to hold that.
Ooh, Zealot almost dying to 3 Marines there. A little bit of a silly exchange out of Ice Cold, but he does manage to pull back and keep it alive. He's got another Zealot out on the map, still wandering around. Now the Sentry also out. I'm not sure about that decision. Maybe he just forgot a rally point there.
Yeah, it looks like he forgot a rally point because it's rallied on that Zealot.
Yeah, and that actually could be a big win for Y Bromad if he picks that off as it wanders around way out of position.
Yeah, it looks like a little lost dog right now. I don't know why. It's like, hey, what about me? But maybe he is going to try to do some pressure. I don't know what you can do with a Zealot. There are 2 Zealots and a Sentry, but you never know. So the reactor went down. It looks like didn't even decide to go. He just went quick tanks, though he's mildly supply blocked right now.
I'm a little confused at the whole build in general, to be honest. He just
Yeah,
went with
like,
tanks. He didn't get siege tech. He's got 3 barracks, but one of them has a reactor, but he's only producing like 3 Marines at a time anyway. Well, now he's producing
yeah,
4, but it's a little weird.
this is, there's a couple problems when you do something like this. First off, you don't really need that second gas. Um, it's just not needed, and because you're only spending gas on the tanks and maybe siege mode, which he's just started now. And secondly, it requires you to have like a constant supply depot production. Like, he's gonna get supply blocked again here because he has so many things producing. You know, unless he cuts SCVs like he's done now.
Well,
And
let's
I would
open up
like
that units tab. He's only got 23, so I guess if he really truly has cut SCVs and is not just forgetting them, we're going to see a 1 base all-in pretty soon.
right, and I mean that could actually work fine. I mean, 23 SCVs is actually enough to be saturated on 1 base.
No, definitely, and with the mules over the top, his economy is pretty solid. He just is going to fall behind if it gets much later than the 10-minute mark.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, it's because Ice Cold's Nexus did just finish, and he's just starting to get probes down here now. That Immortal's about to come out. Oh, no, it's an Observer. I don't have the production tab open, so I just guessed.
Mad is indeed pulling 4 SCVs, it looks like, and moving out across the map. He may be going actually for contain with this and expand behind it, because he's not pulling that many SCVs to go along with it.
Well, the good news is Ice Cold's going to see everything as the Zealot is now joining the... There we go.
Oh, hey.
It's like they were walking together hand in hand. I was like, seems like a nice day for a walk. So this Observer is going to be in a nice position to actually scout everything and see the tank siege up here. I think Ice Cold should be fine if he has some good force fields.
Oh, he could have engaged there just a moment earlier and would have hit the tanks before they siege. Now they do, and that clumped up army, the scan being really nice. And wow, Mad doing tons of damage with just 3 tanks. As Protoss, they don't really know how to split against siege tanks because they don't face it very often.
Well, true, yeah. Siege tanks are very good, and
now the Immortal could walk forward and pick off these tanks all by itself. Where's that sentry with the force field? Oh, dangerous. Oh, oof. Ooh, the scan.
I still don't think it's quite low enough.
Oh, it's not actually. Yeah, that Immortal's being hit by all 3 tanks, but dear God, they're hard to kill. Oh
Immortals
my
are really good
God.
against tanks.
Oh, but now the force field is missed, and this looks like it's going to be GG because the tanks both have vision on the high ground. That's a ton of DPS out of these Marines, and there's still more tanks and more Marines being streamed down and across the map. And Ice Cold Waters at 30 supply, 25. He has no response, and he GG's out.
So yeah, definitely a good 1 base all in from Mad. Mortals are really good though. And I think if Ice Cold had just nailed that force field a little bit lower, so he couldn't receive return fire, he would have, been able to hold that. But that's, StarCraft, game of an inch.
Game of inches. That's perhaps why a lot of us play it. I don't know. That sounded better in my head, and when it came out, I was like, "What? That was lame."
Really lame.
Ignore that. I'm gonna cut the VOD before that. Really? Maybe. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Tune into the next VOD for game number 2 of the Grand Finals of Good as Gold number 36 and find out who gets that special, huge $20 prize.